Chapter 13. He never missed a marathon. He didn't care for the winners. Those Superman types hunting world records, slapping down that New York asphalt over bridges and up the extra-wide borough avenues. Camera crews and cars trailed them, zooming in on every drop of sweat, and veins jumping in their necks, and white cops on motorcycles, too, to keep nuts from running out from the sidelines and messing with them. Those guys got enough applause. What did they need him for? The winner last year was this African brother. Dude was from Kenya. This year it was a white guy from Britain. Built the same, skin color aside. Look at those legs and you know they're going to be in the paper. Pros training all year, jetting all over the globe to compete. It was easy to root for the winners. No, he liked the punch-drunk ones, half walking at mile 23, tongues flapping like Labradors, tumbling across the finish line by hook or by crook, feet pounded to bloody meat in their Nikes. The laggards and limpers who weren't running the course, but running deep into their character, down into the cave to return to the light with what they found. By the time they got to Columbus Circle, the TV crews have split. The cone cups of water and Gatorade litter the course like daisies in a pasture, and the silver space blankets twist in the wind. Maybe they had someone waiting for them, and maybe they didn't. Who wouldn't celebrate that? The winners ran alone at the front. Then the racecourse filled up with the pack, the normal Joes crammed together. He came out for the runners bringing up the rear, and for the crowds on the sidewalks and street corners, those New York mobs so oddball and lovely that they summoned him from his uptown apartment by a force he could only call kinship. Every November, the race pitted his skepticism about human beings against the fact that they were all in this dirty city together. Unlikely cousins. The spectators stood on tippy-toes, bellies rubbing on the blue wooden police barriers that get rolled out for races, riots, and presidents, jostling for sightlines, on the shoulders of daddies and boyfriends. Amid the noise of air horns, wolf whistles, and ghetto blasters, shouting out old calypso tunes. Go! And you can do it! And you got it! Depending on the breeze, the air smelled of soubrette hot dog carts, or the hairy armpit of that tank-topped chick adjacent. To think of those nickel nights where the only sounds were tears and insects. How you could sleep in a room crammed with 60 boys and still understand that you were the only person on earth. Everybody around and nobody around at the same time. Here, everybody was around, and by some miracle you didn't want to wring their neck, but give them a hug. The whole city, poor people and Park Avenue types, black and white, Puerto Ricans, on the curb holding signs and national flags and cheering the people who had been their opponents the day before in front of them at the A&P checkout, grabbing the last seat on the subway, walking like a walrus too slow on the sidewalk. Competitors for apartments, for schools, for the very air. All those hard-won and cherished animosities fell away for a few hours as they celebrated a rite of endurance and vicarious suffering. You can do it. Tomorrow it was back to the front. But this afternoon the truce held until the last runner's last cheer. The sun was gone. November decided to remind everybody they lived in its kingdom now, ordering up gusts. He exited the park at 66th, darted between two cops on horses, reflected in the cops' sunglasses as a black minnow. The dispersing spectators thinned when he got off Central Park West.